This video only covers grimoires in the Heart, Spade, and Diamond Kingdom. I've also made a video for Clover Kingdom magics that should pop up on the top right corner. I'll also link it in the description. Enjoy. Red Ochre. Brachos is a Diamond Kingdom mage who wields red ochre magic, a type of creation magic that lets him form and manipulate dense red clay-like earth. He can shape it into heavy constructs and offensive weapons. Not the flashiest magic in the kingdom, but effective in direct combat. Fauna. Fauna's grimoire is one of the most complex in the Diamond Kingdom, and that's because it holds the influence of two souls. The original Fauna was a girl with a gentle heart whose body was taken over and used in cruel experiments. Her grimoire reflects this duality. Fire magic gives her explosive offensive power. Crystal magic allows her to construct defensive barriers and weapons, and healing magic ties back to her original compassionate nature. Her spirit magic allows her to host the fire spirit salamander, one of the four great spirits, making her an extraordinarily powerful mage. Fanzel. Fanzel is a former Diamond Kingdom commander who later defected. His grimoire holds wind magic, which he uses with incredible precision, slicing enemies with razor-thin wind blades. His creation magic lets him shape the wind into weapons and constructs, while his restraining magic allows him to bind and immobilize foes. Fanzel is a swordsman at heart, and his wind magic reflects that. Galio. Galio is a supporting mage in the Diamond Kingdom whose grimoire contains spatial magic. This allows him to manipulate and create spatial constructs, controlling dimensions of space around targets and allies. Combined with creation magic, he can generate spatial barriers and pathways. Spatial magic is rare and highly tactical, making Galio's grimoire a valuable asset despite him not being a frontline fighter. Ladros. Ladros is one of the Diamond Kingdom's most aggressive mages, and his grimoire holds reinforcement magic that enhances his physical body and amplifies the magic power he absorbs. His real ability is absorbing mana from others and redirecting it as a devastating energy blast. What makes Ladros terrifying is that the more magic you throw at him, the stronger he becomes. His grimoire is simple on the surface, but the potential ceiling is almost limitless. Smoke magic. Loyce is a Diamond Kingdom mage and one of the more cunning fighters in their arsenal. His grimoire holds smoke magic. He can generate and control thick clouds of smoke to obscure vision, disorient enemies, and create constructs. His weakening magic lets him use smoke to drain and debilitate opponents over time. Combined with his creation magic, he builds smoke-based traps and barriers. Loyce is a strategist who uses the battlefield itself as a weapon, and his grimoire reflects that calculating, patient fighting style. Mariella. Mariella is one of Fanzel's former students who also defected from the Diamond Kingdom. Her grimoire contains ice magic, the ability to create and manipulate ice in combat. While her time in the story is limited, ice magic is inherently versatile, allowing for both offensive shards and spikes, as well as defensive walls and traps. Mariella's grimoire marks her as a capable mage who chose freedom over the Diamond Kingdom's brutal system. Mars. Mars is one of the most powerful mages in the Diamond Kingdom and one of the most tragic characters in the series. His grimoire is extraordinarily versatile. Crystal magic allows him to create near-unbreakable crystal constructs, armor, weapons, barriers, and giant crystal soldiers. Fire magic gives him explosive offensive power. His healing magic, originally belonging to Fauna before the Diamond Kingdom forced her magic into him during experiments, allows him to regenerate rapidly mid-battle, making him nearly impossible to kill. Mars's grimoire is the product of cruel human experimentation, two children's souls and powers fused into one body. Despite this, Mars is one of the most compelling fighters in the series, a walking fortress who can burn, shatter, and rebuild himself in the same breath. Mohawk. Mohawk is a Diamond Kingdom mage whose grimoire holds earth magic, the ability to manipulate the ground, rock, and earth around him. Earth magic is one of the most defensively reliable types of magic in Black Clover, offering heavy constructs, shields, and tremors. Mohawk serves as a straightforward powerhouse whose grimoire embodies the Diamond Kingdom's philosophy: overwhelming, unyielding force. Morris is one of the most dangerous and despicable characters in the Diamond Kingdom. His grimoire holds modification magic, the power to alter, rewrite, and modify the structure of living things and magic itself. He is the architect behind many of the Diamond Kingdom's horrific experiments on mages. After gaining access to gravity magic, his power became even more threatening. His grimoire represents the darkest side of magical research, knowledge weaponized with no ethical limit. Morris is terrifying, not because he's the strongest in raw power, but because he can change what magic is. Ragus. Ragus is a Diamond Kingdom mage whose grimoire holds lightning magic, one of the fastest and most aggressive elemental types in the series. He can create and launch massive bolts of lightning, as well as form constructs from electrical energy using his creation magic. Lightning magic's speed makes it difficult to dodge, and its power makes it lethal. Ragus's grimoire suits the Diamond Kingdom's preference for overwhelming offensive capability. Mucus magic. Yagos is a Diamond Kingdom mage with one of the more unusual grimoires in the kingdom, mucus magic. He can generate and manipulate a viscous, sticky substance to trap, bind, and immobilize enemies. While it lacks the spectacle of fire or lightning magic, mucus magic is insidiously effective as a restraining and crowd control tool. Yagos's grimoire is a reminder that in Black Clover, creativity and how you use your magic matters as much as raw power. Floga. Floga is one of the Heart Kingdom's spirit guardians, wielders of immense elemental magic devoted to protecting Queen Lolopechka. His grimoire holds fire magic, making him one of the kingdom's primary offensive powerhouses. Unlike Diamond Kingdom fire mages, Floga's fire magic carries the natural, disciplined refinement that comes from training within the Heart Kingdom system. Gaja. Gaja is arguably the most powerful of the Heart Kingdom's spirit guardians, and his grimoire holds lightning magic. His signature spell, Vere Flash, is one of the most powerful lightning-based attacks in the series. Gaja's lightning is not just fast, it's devastating on a massive scale. His grimoire reflects someone who has mastered their element to an almost absolute degree. Gaja is loyal, disciplined, and ferocious in battle, and his grimoire matches every bit of that energy. Lolopechka. Lolopechka is the queen of the Heart Kingdom, and her grimoire holds both water magic and spirit magic. Her water magic is extraordinarily vast in scale. She can flood entire regions and control massive bodies of water with precision. Her spirit magic allows her to form a contract with Undine, the spirit of water, one of the 4 great spirits. This partnership makes Lolopechka one of the most powerful magic users in the world. Her grimoire is regal in every sense, sweeping in scope, tied to nature's deepest currents, and carrying the weight of an entire kingdom's protection. Potrof. Potrof is a spirit guardian whose grimoire holds plant magic. He can grow and manipulate vegetation, summoning roots, vines, and massive plant constructs to entangle and overwhelm enemies. Plant magic in the Heart Kingdom carries an almost sacred feeling tied to the natural abundance of the land. Potrof's grimoire reflects someone who fights as nature itself does, patient, persistent, and capable of consuming anything in its path if given enough time. Serrato. Serrato is a spirit guardian whose grimoire holds earth magic. She commands the ground itself, raising stone fortresses, collapsing terrain, and launching devastating seismic attacks. Earth magic is one of the most defensively oriented elements, and Serrato's use of it as a spirit guardian shows the Heart Kingdom doesn't just rely on offense. They build unbreakable walls when needed. Her grimoire is solid, dependable, and immovable. Smurik. Smurik is a spirit guardian whose grimoire holds wind magic. Wind magic in the Heart Kingdom takes on an elegant quality, not just slicing blades, but sweeping currents and tempestuous storms. Smurik can manipulate air currents, generate powerful gusts, and create wind-based constructs. Alan Theorain is Ralph's father and a native of the Spade Kingdom's oppressed commoner class. His grimoire holds fire magic. While Alan himself doesn't get much screen time, his legacy matters. He raised Ralph and represents the Spade Kingdom's people who were ground beneath the heel of the House of Grinberryall and later the Dark Triad. His grimoire is a symbol of ordinary people with real power living in extraordinary hardship. Gravity. Dante is one of the 3 Dark Triad members and one of the most physically terrifying villains in the series. His grimoire holds body magic and gravity magic. Body magic lets him regenerate from virtually any wound. Severed limbs, fatal cuts, catastrophic damage, all healed almost instantly, making him near unkillable. Gravity magic allows him to crush opponents under immense gravitational force or levitate objects and people at will. Combined with his devil Lucifero, the king of devils, partially possessing him, Dante becomes something that barely registers as human anymore. His grimoire is grotesque and godlike at the same time. Mist magic. Foil is a Spade Kingdom mage whose grimoire holds mist magic. He can generate and control thick mist, using it to obscure, confuse, and trap enemies. His creation magic allows him to give the mist physical form and presence. Mist magic is psychologically disorienting. Fighters inside Foil's mist lose their spatial awareness, and he can make the mist itself harmful. His grimoire is the weapon of a manipulator who wins by making you doubt what you're seeing. Gatarois is a House of Spade soldier whose grimoire holds stone magic. He can generate and control stone, hardening his body for defense, or launching stone projectiles with brutal force. Stone magic is simple but punishing. Gatarois hits hard and takes hits hard. His grimoire suits someone whose role is purely physical domination on the battlefield. Hair magic. Halbet's grimoire holds hair magic, one of the most unusual magic types in the series. She can control and weaponize hair, extending it into razor-sharp whips, nets, and constructs of incredible reach and flexibility. Hair magic sounds unassuming, but in practice, it's incredibly versatile. She can entangle, slice, and encase opponents with frightening speed. Nail magic. Hischer's grimoire holds nail magic, the ability to generate and launch enormous magical nails as projectiles and constructs. Nail magic is brutally straightforward. Massive iron nails fired with lethal force or used to pin enemies to surfaces. Soul magic. Lucius is the most powerful of the Zogratis siblings, and secretly, the true main antagonist of the later arc of Black Clover. His grimoire holds soul magic, arguably the most terrifying magic type in the entire series. Soul magic lets Lucius manipulate, alter, and rewrite the souls of other people. He can purify devils, transform humans, and essentially play God with living beings. Combined with his devil Astaroth's time magic, Lucius becomes almost omnipotent. His grimoire is less a weapon and more a declaration. He doesn't want to destroy the world, he wants to perfect it in his own image. That makes him far more dangerous than any villain who simply wants power. Civoire's magic. Civoire's grimoire is one of the strangest in the entire series. It holds eyeball magic. He can create and manipulate magical eyes, using them for surveillance, detection, and offensive purposes. Eyeball magic is the ultimate reconnaissance tool. Civoire essentially becomes an information network, seeing everything. It also has combat applications through the eyes he creates. His grimoire is unsettling by design. You never know where he's watching from. Skin magic. Svenkin's grimoire holds skin magic, a unique defensive type that allows him to harden his skin to supernatural levels, making him effectively invulnerable to most physical attacks. His skin can be made denser than steel, and he can extend and weaponize it. Svenkin is built like a tank and fights like one. His grimoire turns his own body into an impenetrable fortress, making him one of the more frustrating opponents the Black Bulls have to deal with. Blood magic. Vanica is one of the Dark Triad and one of the most unhinged fighters in the series. Her grimoire holds blood magic, the ability to control blood, primarily manifesting in explosive scattershot attacks. She launches cursed blood bullets that implant curses in their victims, slowly driving them toward death. Her devil, Megicula, amplifies this with curse-based magic that the Clover Kingdom's healers cannot easily break. Vanica fights for the thrill of it. She wants enemies who will push her to her limits, and her blood magic reflects that chaotic, sadistic energy perfectly. Star magic. Yuno's second grimoire is one of the most significant revelations in the series, when it's revealed that Yuno is actually Yuno Grinberryall, Prince of the Spade Kingdom. A second grimoire awakens within him, holding star magic. This allows Yuno to manipulate stars and stellar energy, creating star-based constructs and attacks of immense scale and beauty. Combined with his original wind magic grimoire and his spirit magic with the wind spirit Sylph, Yuno becomes a dual grimoire wielder, one of the most extraordinary things ever seen in the series. Star magic suits him perfectly, distant, brilliant, and capable of lighting up the entire battlefield. Bone magic. Zenon is the coldest and most calculating of the Dark Triad. His grimoire holds bone magic, the ability to generate and manipulate bones from his own body, extending them as skeletal spears, cages, and armor of incredible density. His bone magic's true horror comes with his devil Beelzebub partially possessing him, allowing him to generate spatial magic on top of his bone constructs. Zenon dismantled an entire squad of Diamond Kingdom mages and took on multiple Golden Dawn captains nearly simultaneously. His grimoire is elegant in how brutal it is. Sun magic. Loyce was the king of the Spade Kingdom and wielded sun magic, a radiant, overwhelmingly powerful magic that generates and controls solar energy on a massive scale. It's the kind of magic that befits royalty, Moon magic. Ciel was the queen of the Spade Kingdom and wielded moon magic, a cooler, more elegant counterpart to her husband's sun magic. Moon magic controls lunar energy, carrying a graceful but deeply powerful quality to it. Where sun magic burns and blazes, moon magic is more fluid and precise.